Hey, what's up grinders? It's your boy Has back in business, and today in this Gems of War video we go over the new campaign mythic Khronos. It's pretty safe to say you get a pretty nice bang for your buck with this troop in all fairness. I have a couple teams ready for action, one for the high-end users and one for the not so progressed users who still lack some global stats, weapons, etc. But before we hop into the team infos, let's go over this Khronos quickly. Khronos is a mystic troop from Drifting Suns. Troop role is mage, and his mana cost of 24 is pretty low for such a powerful mythic. His spell Time Flux deals magic +5 AoE damage, and then he converts all blue gems to those yellow hourglass gems. Hourglass gems, when matched, grant an extra turn regardless if your yellow troops are frozen or not. Now this is the real deal here. As long as you have some way to destroy the board or explode gems in general, you are going to keep your turn most times, even if you were frozen. Now think about that, mate. Okay, he's trades 10. Arcane gives 1 magic to him every time someone in your team casts a spell. Pretty okay, especially if the battle duration goes high, so you will eventually deal bigger AoE damage. Spell armor reduces damage from spells by 25%, okay as well. And now the third trait. Now I was thinking this is not that unique third trait, because at first it looks like it's just like Mistralus third trait, but just worded differently. However, the extra turn in this case actually means any extra turn, like literally. Let's say if you use this Khronos with goblins. When you cast a goblin, they get an extra turn, right? At that moment all your troops get enchant. Cast Sister Superior at the start of the fight, she gets an extra turn, and boom, everybody gets enchant. Enchants for sale, cheap price! So overpowered. Okay, so let's check the teams and how we can squeeze even more out of this already overpowered mythic. Let's go over the team for high-end users first. In the tank position we are using Borg 3000 as our mana generator. Borg destroys magic +1 gems on the board and then creates 3 of those bomb gems that are pretty much not needed, but I suppose they slightly help with the mana generation as well. His traits are nothing special, but he does have 25% skull reduction though. Borg, as any other gem destroyer, is very powerful mana generator if your global magic stats are high enough. His mana core suits this team very well, as we are, messing around with those yellow hourglass gems. So most of the time, your Borg should be up and ready to cast even after you destroy the board. We use Khronos in the second position, and in the third position we are using Rope Dart. Rope Dart eliminates armor from an enemy, so that speeds up the killing process, as we don't have to spam Khronos AoE damage so much. The spell also pulls an enemy to the first position, and because of the awesome upgrades, the enemy is going to be entangled because of this tangling upgrade. And here's the funny part, as Rope Dart also has the quick upgrade, aka extra turn, so when we cast Rope Dart, tada, all our allies are enchanted again. That's pretty neat in my opinion. However, I don't know how this works if your hero is frozen. Then I think Khronos' third trait won't trigger, but I haven't had the time to test this out yet. So let me know in the comments if you know how this quick upgrade mechanic behaves with Khronos' third trait if your hero is frozen. For the hero class, I just picked Mechanist because it gives Borg 50% start, so it helps to get things going right off the bat. But Mechanist does have banishment though, so that is pretty handy if the opponent has a way to submerge. Then all those extra turns are going to dispel the enemies and Khronos AoE damage actually hits them. There's also Mentor and Tactician and so on, little bit magic boost, but I think we're gonna do just fine without them as well. For the last position, I decided to use Daughter of Time. This troop also creates those hourglass gems, so I figured why not go ham with the hourglass gems, right? Well, I do have other reason too. Sometimes when you want to cast Khronos but don't have any of those blue to yellow matches to get the extra turn, This Daughter of Time can help with that. She creates 5 hourglass gems and 5 freeze gems, and 10 gains an extra turn. So more hourglass gems and more blue gems on the board too. She also has immunity to freeze, so as long as she isn't stunned, she will gain the extra turn. And guess what? Everyone is enchanted again. Gems of War enchant stocks going down as we speak. Or are they going up? Well, anyway, so we can generate mana well, we have extra turn for days, we have an option to entangle, and we can freeze the enemy as well. So there's no need for Elementalist if you can do all that. I think it's time to go and butcher some bad guys then. There's a lantern at the Gilvania, so we go over there. Let's try this team in practice. Hopefully we have yellow or brown to get Borg up right away and we can start the spamming process. Do we have extra turns? Yep, there's one and Borg is up. Let's spam the board. And now, as you can see, there is no blue to yellow conversion over there. We would be just one with just a 3 gem match, but we don't have any. So what we are going to do now, we cast Rope Dart to eliminate some armor. Then we cast Daughter of Time to create those blue gems, and there is our match. And that is enough to get an extra turn from Khronos cast. We do that. Rope Dart is up again, so we can eliminate more armor. Daughter is up as well, however our Khronos isn't, so now it's time to cast Borg, and because all of these hourglass gems on the board, we are going to get an extra turn, regardless if we are frozen or not. Now, again we could eliminate some armor with Rope Dart. Do we have yellow to blue? Again we don't have, so we are going to cast our Daughter to get those blue gems on the board. How about now? There is one, we can cast Khronos and get an extra turn from that. Now I think it's time to cast Borg, do more AoE damage so that we can target this stealthy opponent over here. Actually we could do... yeah, he doesn't have armor much, so we kill that golem and then just go and cast our Khronos to get an extra turn. Rope Dart is up, let's do some more damage and a Skull Poke should be enough. There. Did the enemy get any turns? I'm not sure. Okay, let's try again. Little bit speed, I'm not going to explain everything here. I have other team as well, you know. I just wish this flu was over already. Borg is up, so we can start the spamming process. Let's cast the Rope Dart on that blood over there. There's an extra turn, actually a 5 match, let's do that. That should help with the getting Rope Dart back up. Now, because our class can, let's explode the board. Eliminate some armor. Do we have yellow to blue? We don't. So we are going to miss our turn if we cast Khronos. How about now? Nope, but our Daughter is up. Let's cast Daughter. How about now? Yellow to blue, yellow to blue. No! There, one. That's enough. Let's do an AoE cast. Cast Rope Dart. Time to spam Borg. Again. There's our match. Let's do AoE damage and Rope Dart will finish this battle, and with that last Skull Poke over there. That's pretty amazing. One more and then I swap the team. Yes. There's the extra turn for Borg. Very nice boards today. Everyone is up. Let's eliminate some armor. Do we have an extra turn? Yellow, blue, yellow, blue. No, we cast Daughter. How about now? There. Cast Khronos. Get some mana to Rope Dart. We can again eliminate some armor. Let's cast Borg. Let's do cast on you. There's extra turn with Khronos. Yep. And Borg. Rope Dart. Khronos. Rope Dart and done. Extra turn for days, baby. Okay, so what about the more beginner and mid-level friendly Team 10? Because low-level users don't possess that high global magic stats, using gem destroyers is not very good idea because they aren't simply going to generate lots of mana to have that big of an impact. Instead, we are using different mana generators. In the first slot, we are using Jeweled Golem again, simply because it works pretty well. This golem explodes a gem and then it creates wildcard gems. You can pick the gem, and the more gem has brown gems surrounded, the more wildcard gems it is going to generate. Those wildcards are very good for mana chaining, and they often land an extra turn as well. This troop also has 50% skull reduction, and by using Geomancer class we can get a 50% starting mana for it too. Also, this troop has a Clopper trait and deals double skull damage for stunned enemies. To gain advantage of that trait, we go over that in a moment. In the second slot, we are using Stonesong Eri Faction troop Harpy Mage. If you have her fully traded, she will start with 75% mana, which is very fitting, basically 1 3-gem match and she's ready to rock. First of all, her spell conjures a dust storm, which helps with the golem spell cast, and she also explodes magic +1 amount of gems of one of the troop colors. You can pick the troop what colors you want to try to explode. If you pick golem, she will explode either brown or purple gems. That is RNG dependent. However, if the board has lots of yellows or those hourglass gems, we can cast Harpy Mage on our monocolored hero to get a guaranteed yellow gem explosion, which brings us to the third position. In the third position, we are using our Geomancer hero, and we are using Monk class weapon Spiked Manrigi. You can access to this weapon by winning 250 wins by using Monk class. Monk class is pretty good class, however it has fallen off the radar because of Elementalist. But Monk still has uses here and there. But anyway, this weapon deals magic +1 splash damage to an enemy and the enemy below them, and then stuns and inflicts bleed on the targeted enemies. So there is your stun to be able to deal skull damage. You know, that double skull damage with your golem. The weapon upgrades are pretty fitting as well. Also entangles the top enemy just like Rope Dart, you know, to bring some protection. The weapon also has Radiant, gives 1 mana to all allies, and it also has Light upgrade that creates a light storm. So this will help to bring those hourglass gems on the board when you cast your Khronos. The downside of this weapon, of course, is the lack of quick upgrade. If you have Rope Dart, I think it is very much worth it to use that over this Spiked Manrig. But if you don't, this weapon is an option. And lastly, we are using Khronos in the last slot. It is 2/3 mana block, but hopefully we can generate enough mana to get those AoE casts in. Let's try this team and see how it fares. I really think that for a low level users, it's pretty great to have an entangle option, which is the reason why I'm using Spiked Manriki over here. And the other upgrades are pretty fitting as well. Okay, we are giving a lot of extra turns for the enemy. Now I think we could explode those yellow gems to cast our RP Mage on the hero. Okay, let's generate some mana. We pick this yellow gem and there's 3 brown gems surrounded. This should be pretty nice cast. Yep, we got an extra turn and our troops are up. There is a Khronos alignment, let's do that. Get an extra turn. Now, our golem is our main mana generator. It's a lot better to do a golem cast because of those wildcard gems, as long as you are going to include at least one hourglass gems on the exploded area. If we pick this, there is 4 brown gems and actually couple hourglass gems. And we are going to do exactly that and see what happens. And our Khronos is back up. There's plenty of extra turns, we will take those. And we will take that too. And now we are collecting those extra turns. I think this could be a good chance to cast our Spiked Manrigi over there. By the way, when the spell says that stun and inflict bleeds on the targeted enemies, even those splash enemy technically targets a lot of enemies, the stun is only going to be on the first 2 troops. Let's say that. There. That took a little bit time. Do that. We could generate some mana. There's 1 hourglass gem. Yep. Blue to yellow. Khronos cast in. We could do a mythic cast and then get rid of the last enemy by just exploding yellow gems and hopefully land a skull poke or something like that. Nope, didn't work. How about now? Nope, didn't work, but Khronos is up, so let's do that. You keep your turn pretty nicely if you use your troops wisely. Mini boss against Undead Sentinel. Okay. Curse and disease when enemies deal skull damage to me. Oh, that's scary. Deal double skull damage versus cursed enemies. I think we gotta entangle that troops pretty quickly, or our golem might be gone very soon. We would like to have our RP mage up. If I take that, yep, that's fine. Okay, our golem is up as well, so I think we're going to cast that first. Yep. Now we could cast our mythic. Yeah. There's an extra turn with Khronos. Do that. There's hourglass gem and 4 brown gems. We do that skull there and generate lots of mana. Yellow to blue, there's nice. We are running very well with the board alignments today. There's 3 brown gems and hourglass gem, so we do that. Get a guaranteed extra turn. Yellow to blue, nope, not much. There's a skull poke. There's yellow to blue, yeah. Khronos cast, do that. Now we can explode this area. 1 hourglass gem and 3 brown gems. Khronos is back up. AoE damage. Spiked mythic over there. Get the entangle on the top troop and we can finish this by hopefully landing a skull over there. Yes. I think it flows pretty nicely. Morthanis Darkness, Coast Queen. Uh-oh, let's see how we fare against these bad boys and girls. Steals quite a nice chunk of life if Morthanis Darkness gets a casting. There's very nice extra turn to get our troops going. I think we are going to get some light storm going by casting our mythic up top over there. And by the way, the reason why I'm not casting my weapon on the Coast Queen over there, you know, you would get the splash damage spread a lot better, but as I said, the stun is going to go only for the main targets, let's say that. So I'm casting my mythic up top to get that stun in. This troop doesn't have any skull reduction, so we are going to deal pretty nice amount of skull damage if we land some of those skulls in. Yellow to blue, not. There is 4 brown, so we generate mana with our golem. How about now? No. Why there is dust? Oh right, I cast my RP mage. That's why. What does this skull poke do? 140. Yeah. We could do that. There is also yellow to blue as well. We do that. Get an extra turn, and this splash damage will get rid of the Morthanis Darkness and then entangles the Queen over there. And again, we could now, if we cast our Harpy Mage on our hero, yellow gems will be exploded, and there's 1 hourglass gem on the board, so we will get an guaranteed extra turn. Yellow to blue, there's 1, 2 AoE damage. And is this enough? Yes, because they are stunned. There! That kind of rookie team for you. So, let's see what we get from the chest. We get trash like we always do. So final words about this new mythic, Khronos. If you are a free-to-play user and don't invest money on this game, I think you don't have to be too sorry for not having this troop yet. I mean, by all means, it's pretty great troop. It loops well, and it's quite refreshing to use. But then again, it has some flaws. It can be whipped, it can be silenced, it can be stunned, it can be lethal shot. It's great, but I don't think if I'm going to use it too much myself. It's probably just going to collect dust in the troop collection, if I'm being totally honest. It's quite slow, and that's a big deal for me and probably to many other, high-end users at least. Of course, if you are a new player, that troop is going to be very, very powerful for you, because you can just keep your turn, do some damage, keep your turn, and that's pretty awesome. But of course we can do that with goblins, and there are other builds as well that keep the turn pretty well. So it's great, but I think I could survive without it as well. That's my thoughts about the troop. Let me know in the comments what kind of themes you are using and what you feel about this troop. I think this video is done. As is all, peace out!